Did you ever sketch a street scene and felt something was off? Maybe the building seemed distorted or the depth feels wrong. The fix? It all comes down to where you place the horizon line. Are we looking up, down, or seeing things at eye level? The horizon line changes everything. Today we'll test 3 placements to see the difference. And if you're a beginner, I've got a perspective hack that will make sketching way easier. Stay until then, where I'll show you my own sketches and reveal the best place to start with one-point perspective. Hi, I'm Henze, an artist, urban sketcher, and art teacher dedicated to guiding you on your creative journey. I'm also the founder of Brave Brushes Studio and membership for artists and urban sketchers that will help you unlock your creativity and find joy in the process. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channel. Now grab a pencil, some draft paper, and let's get started. When learning one-point perspective, beginners often struggle with where to place the horizon. The horizon line determines how we view the scene, whether we are looking up, down, or seeing things at just our normal eye level. And a common mistake that I see very, very often that a lot of beginning artists make is placing the horizon line just randomly. And that leads to incorrect perspective. So today I want to show you 3 different places where we can place our horizon line, and I will tell you which one I will recommend to focus on for beginning artists. And that's probably the easiest one, and also the one that you will really like to use because it's easy to understand, it's easy to practice with, and it will create very nice compositions with one-point perspective. Okay, so let's get started. The first one, the first view, let's draw it here. Maybe I will start with just creating 3 frames for all our examples. So in this sketch, we will place the horizon line very, very low, almost at the bottom of our page. Let's do it here, for example. And in this sketch, we are looking up. The buildings will appear taller, and we mainly see their top roofs and not that much of the road, for example. So the vanishing point will always be in the middle of the page. It's not always the case. If you look at other artists' sketches, you will see that it's not always the case, but as a beginner, I would suggest using the vanishing point only in the middle of the page. Very important thing to do, I think, to avoid any confusion, just in the middle. Okay, so when we have a view like this, or any view actually with one vanishing point, we use the vanishing point as the point where we will get back every single time when we draw a line. So all the lines of the perspective will converge in this vanishing point, which is in the middle, pretty much in the middle, a little bit off, but it happens sometimes. Okay, so, and let's draw just a very very simple scene with a few. Let's remove this line just because it's a little bit too harsh. So these are guiding lines, and these are our green line. So this is the bottom of the building. Okay, so and let's draw the other building higher. Also get back to the finishing point. And all the lines of every single window or whatever we draw. Let's draw the windows like this. And yeah, I will make a very quick sketch, so we don't spend that much time on this. But I want you just to understand that when we have the horizon line here, then it leads to a view like this. We don't see a lot of the road or the street, but we do see a lot of other buildings. Let's make these buildings like this. Maybe one here which is smaller here. I don't know, I just make something up for practice, and you don't need to draw very complicated sketches when you're practicing. It's just something that you can make up and don't spend that much time on creating a masterpiece. So here we would have a door, for example, and I don't know, maybe something like this. So I think it's clear. Maybe we'll add a tree somewhere in the background. Okay, so here is the horizon line very low, and the vanishing point is in the middle. And this is the view that we usually call the worm's eye view. Like, here's the worm, and it looks up to these buildings. Okay. Another view that we also can use in our sketches, and it also could be a little bit confusing when you see this, is when we look down at something like maybe like a bird. It also calls the bird's eye view. So we'll look down at the scene, and it could be from, for example, a rooftop. So when you're here and you look down to the street, or maybe let's draw something very simple, train rails. And let's place this horizon line here, and it's, as you can see, it's almost at the top of our page. Okay, and here we again have the vanishing point in the middle of the page. This view will be a little bit less complicated, and let's draw it like this. And we draw these wooden parts that will get smaller and smaller closer to the horizon line. So like this, and here we will see the facing side, this. And it will get, yeah, something like this is, I think it's already clear what I mean here. And maybe we will have some trees, and the trees will be also in perspective, of course. Imagine that we have some trees on both sides, and let's draw the one here, like this. And here we don't see the trees anymore because we don't have the space on our page, but we know that, for example, this line, if all the trees are the same height, which is actually almost never the case, we will see that they get smaller and smaller, and the bottoms of the tree, this green part, will be on the same level then, which is, as I said, never the case actually, because all the trees are very, very different. Let's draw just one tree here and something like this. Okay, so we can add some shadows just to make it look a little bit more interesting. And so we have quite a fun picture here. Okay, so these are the views that I wouldn't suggest to use in your sketches in the beginning. The view that I would suggest for you to practice is the natural eye level view. Okay, what is the natural eye level view? It's when your horizon line is somewhere on 1/3 or 1/4 of the page. And let's place it here. I think it's, yeah, it's somewhere in between the 1/4, 1/3 of the page, and that's the best way to place it. You can choose for yourself to use, to always use 1/4, for example, that you divide the page into 2 parts first, and then the lower part into parts again, and then you have this quarter of the page. And then we use this again first, of course. The vanishing point is always in the middle, and we use this vanishing point to create a nice perspective. And again, we can create a scene with some buildings, for example. I don't know, maybe something like this. And let's draw, I don't know. I make up something that I don't I've never seen before, or something that maybe kind of idea of different streets and European cities. Let's draw a church, for example, in the background, something nice. It's a lovely street somewhere. And here we will have a door, maybe a larger door. Sometimes we have a doorway like this where, I don't know, just to create a more interesting picture here. And of course we will have some windows, and also here. Yeah, it's just something that you can practice with and create a not too complicated scene that is nice to practice and nice to see when you made this drawing. Okay, so something like this. Maybe we can also add some people, I don't know. Just for fun. So, and this is, I don't know, maybe the church is a little bit too small, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's a small, just a chapel. And yeah, let's draw something like a cloud here. And so this is the view that I actually would suggest using for every single beginner if you start practicing with 1-point perspective. And I want to show you a few of my sketches, 3 of my sketches, just to inspire you and to show you what you can do with a view like this. So 1/4 or 1/4 of the page. For example, a sketch like this, you can see that the door is much higher, of course, than that. But as we look at the whole page, you can see that the vanishing point will converge, or the perspective lines will converge somewhere here, and it's, I think, yeah, again something between 1/3 and 1/4 of the page. Also here you can look at these lines and see that they converge somewhere here, and I also can see my own vanishing point again in the middle of the page. And if we draw this line, the horizon line, you will notice that it's again somewhere between 1/3 and 1/4 of the page. And also here we can look at this trees and see that it's here. So these are all the sketches where I draw the horizon line on 1/3, 1/4 of the page, and it works great. It works very well for my sketches. They look nice, they look beautiful, and the perspective is very clear. You don't have any confusion anymore about where to place the horizon line, because you just know that this works. This method works. Okay? Now it's your turn. Sketch a simple street scene with a horizon line about 1/4 of the page. Then try shifting it higher or lower to see how it changes the depth. And if you're a beginner, focus on the natural eye view first. Master this before tackling worm's eye and bird's eye perspectives. Everything else will feel easier after that. Did this tip change how you see perspective? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to share your sketches with me on Instagram. I'd love to see them. And if you want to learn the key concepts of 1-point perspective for urban sketching, consider becoming a member of Brave Brushes Studio at bravebrushes.com. On Friday, March 7th, we're starting a group run through all of the fundamental techniques you need to sketch confidently in 1-point perspective, even if you're a complete beginner. I'll break down concepts like the horizon line and vanishing point in detail, and you'll learn how to draw simple three-dimensional objects in one-point perspective. We'll also have a monthly live sketching workshops for beginners and intermediate sketchers respectively, as well as a live Q&A where you can ask for feedback on your sketches, and you'll be welcomed into our supportive Facebook community. So what are you waiting for? Let's simplify perspective and make sketching more fun and intuitive. Happy sketching, guys, and I'll see you next week.